I am now creating weekly exclusive content for Patreon, so if you are interested in that, go check out the link down below. And of course, if you want to avoid the random lottery of FIFA points, you want to go straight to the source, buy the players directly, use u7buy.com and use the code TVM at checkout. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to another player review. This could potentially be my final Premier League player review for a few days until we get the guaranteed. And if I pack one that I haven't reviewed, hopefully, because I've only reviewed the cheap ones and the mid-price ones, then yeah, I will probably bring one out maybe, I don't know, Friday, just before the brand new team of the season, whatever league that may be. But Wan-Bissaka was a player that I wanted to try out because the right-back position for me has been a bit of a problem. I've got Bellerin's player moments card. With that being said, he's good, but he's not good at everything, right? And then I've got player of the month, Trent, which, I mean, he's good as well, but I prefer Bellerin. And as I've already said, Bellerin isn't quite as good as what one of these team of the season cards would be. Haven't actually tried team of the season Trent, so I can't tell you whether I prefer him or not. But Wan-Bissaka stood out because he's in and around the price range of an end game fullback, in my opinion, around 300k, which is what Robertson was this morning. 4-star skills, which is really nice. High defensive work rate, which sounds good on paper, but unfortunately he only has a medium attacking work rate, which for me personally, who uses fullbacks to overlap, is going to cause a few problems because he's not going to want to get forward. Although I'm telling him to overlap, so he may. We'll have to wait and see. He's only got a 2-star weak foot, which is a common theme today. Robertson only has a 2-star weak foot as well. We'll talk about the word meta later on in the video as well, because I've done like extensive research on what the word actually means, because someone said to me, "What does meta mean?" And I know what it means, but I can't explain. I didn't know that like the words for each letter, if that makes sense. So we'll go through it and I'll tell you exactly what I find to be meta, because I think meta is kind of determined by the individual, not any one person saying it's meta, regardless of what you say, this is the meta. So 94 acceleration, 97 sprint speed means he's going to be lightning quick. We don't need to boost that up any more than it already is. You may be questioning the chem style I have on him, and I'll explain why it's there. So shooting stats, terrible across the board. I mean, shot power is not bad. Positioning is actually alright for a fullback, 84, but the rest of it is terrible. 93 short passing, 90 crossing, 81 vision. That vision, again, you could say it's a little bit low. Dribbling across the board is pretty good. 96 agility is very nice because he's 6 foot as well. 92 dribbling, very nice. And then mid-80s for everything else, apart from balance, which is only 81. But again, he's 6 foot, so I can kind of let that slide slightly. His defensive stats are insane. 92 interceptions, 93 defensive awareness, 95 stand tackle, and 98 slide tackle. And I can vouch for that. That is a very good stat, and it works, and I like it. There, that's pretty much the end of that one. And then physicals. Physicals are good as well. I mean, jumping isn't great. Heading's terrible as well, by the way, but that's okay because who needs that? 90 stamina, 81 strength, which is maybe a touch on the low side, although you wouldn't notice in game. There is a T in notice. Don't know why I said notice, but yeah, you wouldn't notice in game. And then 92 aggression, which is very nice. The team I got him in, by the way, is that one right there. It's kind of my main team, but at the same time it's not, because Wan-Bissaka isn't necessarily part of my main team, and Gattuso is not as good as, not as good as I thought he was, is not the right term, because I didn't think he would be very good. If you want to know why I've got him in there, you have to go watch The Road to Glory. It was an absolute... Well, it just didn't go according to plan, put it that way. The only icon in the game I could have packed that would have ruined the entire thing was Gattuso, and you'll never guess which icon I got. Well, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory because we're talking about him. It was Gattuso. So, Wan-Bissaka, let's go back to him. What is he good at? What is he bad at? And is he meta? Which is, I'm sure, a term that a lot of you hate and a term that a lot of you look for. So, we have to talk about it. Now, for me, a fullback... well, not even a fullback, a player, and the term meta in FIFA is different every year. So last year, the meta, which stands for, by the way, most effective tactic available. So therefore, a player can't really be meta. He is going to fit the meta. The meta is what the game is. So the most effective tactic available in FIFA 19 was to cross. That is a given, right? I mean, it was like time finesse shots, first time finesse shots from the edge of the area, and then EA sort of took that away a little bit. You could still do it, but they took it away. And then it was just crossing. That was the meta, the most effective tactic to score a goal, basically. So in this FIFA, what is the most effective tactic available? Well, it's not any one tactic necessarily. It's just that you need fast, agile, high dribbling reaction players. That, to me, is the meta. So I said earlier today Robertson wasn't meta, despite the fact that for all intents and purposes he kind of is, because he's really quick, you've got that dribbling ability, you've got really nice agile quick feet, and he's responsive, right? His reactions are high. So why did I say he wasn't meta? The weak foot. Now, I'm not being picky, but a 2-star weak foot on any player, unless it's a goalkeeper, you can't really say that that player is meta, because it's not the most effective tactic available. It doesn't fit the most effective tactic, because 4-star weak foot in this game is highly sought after. 3-star is kind of like, oh, it's borderline. 2-star, you have to say that it's not, right? So that's my thought process behind it. Doesn't matter too much on a fullback, but you know, if we're going to be strict about it and we're going to sort of make it not vague, but sort of broad across every position, I think every player needs at least a 3-star weak foot to be considered meta. At least, bare minimum. Anyway, that's enough about that. So that's why I'm not going to say that Wan-Bissaka is meta, but if you take the weak foot out of the equation, he 100% is. Super responsive on the ball. His lean body type means that he's unbelievably quick. Even though he only has 81 strength, I think it might be to do with the height. I'm not really sure. He does actually feel very, very strong. He's very quick at coming back. His pace is electric. Sometimes I sort of sent him further forward, and it was my fault. I got caught in behind, for example. I'm not sure if this is it. No, I don't think this is it, because there he is to intercept it. You may have already seen it when I was blabbing on about meta, but there was one instance where there he is. I dived in. That was my fault. I lost it. The timing on this is beautiful. He catches all the way back up, keeps running, and then bang, gets in there, takes the ball off Sane, and smashes it up the pitch. Did I want to smash it up the pitch? No, not really, but I went in for a tackle. The game didn't register. He took the ball anyway, and then he just hoofed it up the field. But that's irrelevant. I missed the tackle. It was my fault. I mistimed it. But he's got enough pace and then enough strength to come all the way back and take it off Sane, who has got, I think, 95 pace, something like that. So very, very good, capable fullback. We've talked too much about the wrong thing in this video, so I've not really talked about what he's good at and what he's bad at. Obviously, we've mentioned the weak foot. 2-star is bad on any player that it's outfield. His vision could be higher, and that's not really a problem. With the artist chem style, by the way, his vision goes to 96, so I didn't really find it to be an issue. But if you were the type of person to maybe stick a Guardian on him, for example, which takes him to a 94 rated fullback, you don't touch that vision. 81, that's the issue. If you are a type of player who takes their fullbacks and sends them forward, or you find him quite far forward any one time, then you may find that the vision is a little bit low because the passing isn't going to feel as good. But, using a backbone takes it to 86. I suppose that could be tolerable. But for me, didn't need to improve the defending because he's got insane defending. Didn't need to improve the pace. I'm not bothered about the physical because he feels strong anyway. So for me, boosting those dribbling stats and boosting the passing stats is why I put the artist on him. It just makes sense from my point of view. The medium attacking work rate is my personal issue. If you use overlap on your fullbacks and you use them as overlapping sort of outside wingers, you will find that attacking work rate to be a little bit disappointing. However, it's not game breaking in any way, and if you tell them to stay back or you don't use your fullbacks to attack like I do, then you won't find that to be a problem. In fact, if anything, it will be a positive thing. So all in all, is this card worth the coins? Absolutely. Brilliant card, really good right back. I'm not saying he's better than Trent's team of the season or even indeed any other version of Trent that you may have. I'm not saying he's the best right back in the game, but I am saying that it is an end game fullback. Whether the 2-star weak foot bothers you or not, it is a end game fullback, and one that I would be more than happy if I had him untradeable to use in every single game. In fact, on Thursday, if that's indeed the day we get those upgrades, if we get that, if I pack him in that guaranteed Premier League upgrade, I will be more than happy to keep him in the team, and he'll be my go-to right back, basically. So you can kind of take from that what you will. But if you have used Aaron Wan-Bissaka's Team of the Season card, let me know what you think of it in the comments section down below. If you have enjoyed today's player review, do me a favour, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for new, and until the next time, goodbye.
Football Index, the game changed. Download the app now.